a messy mind. Think I need to help you. I'm gonna try.
Hello everyone, hope you are having a great day, and welcome to another Warframe video. Today, we will be talking about my 5 unexpectedly good Warframes. But before we start the video, let me say a few words. First of all, the Warframes I have included in this list are those who got me surprised, because at first try, I expected them to be not that good, but actually are a beast when modded well. Also, if you don't see the Warframe that you considered good in this list, then please share it on the comment box below and let us know why you think this frame should not be underrated. And lastly, I will be making more list videos like this, and man, some of them will reveal the most broken things in this game, so be sure to watch out for it. But for now, let's discuss my 5 unexpectedly good Warframes. Beginning with the resident burb, Zephyr. For some, Zephyr might be only useful in Plains of Idle and Bounty, as she can be used as a pocket archwing with her first ability, but you might forget that she has one of the best tanking ability in the game called Turbulence. With this ability, you can almost block any incoming projectiles. The only thing that you need to focus on are those melee enemies that are rushing towards you, but don't ever forget that this burb is also a master of aerial assault. Recently, Zephyr has been buffed, and now becomes virtually unkillable, thanks to the new Rolling Guard mod. This mod right over here takes care of that problem, wherein you will be vulnerable while recasting your Turbulence ability. So, this is my usual build for Zephyr. Take note that it takes full advantage of her Turbulence ability, and I did add some range for 2 reasons. 1 is to use her other abilities that requires range mods, and 2, so not only I can defend myself with Turbulence, but also my sentinel, or defense targets. Remember, the greater the range of Turbulence, the more defense radius you get, the more productive you will be, especially in team plays. The second Warframe is quite shocking for me. I started back when Oberon Prime was released, and I don't have vast knowledge about frames and stuff in this game during those days, and in those times, I was only using Volt for farming resources, like Cetus Wisp on the Plains of Eidolon. Then, the moment I got into using him on Eidolon hunts, I was really amazed of how good this frame is. He's really useful in Eidolon hunts because his electric shield does boost not only your weapon's damage, but also the operator's beam damage. In addition, he is also good in speedrun missions. He can also nuke enemies in Sanctuary Onslaught, but most importantly, don't forget the fact that he is super good in long survival runs. I was really surprised on how versatile Volt can be, and right now, I can honestly say that he is one of my favorite frames in the game. Now, there's a couple of builds that you can use for Volt. I will show you mine, but remember, the builds I will show you are tailored towards my own playstyle, so use it only as a reference. The first one is for Eidolon hunts and endurance runs. In these missions, you only need your electric shield, so I put a lot of duration on it, and as well as efficiency, I also included the augment for extra damage. For the speed build, I use a lot of power strength mods, and as well as sprint speed mods. And lastly, for the Sanctuary Onslaught nuke build, I use a lot of range, with the capacitance augment for survivability. Now, let's move on to my third unexpectedly great frame, Equinox. In the past, I was only using Equinox for farming Meso relics on Io in Jupiter, but the moment I got my hands on her duality augment, my perception on this frame changed. A duality Equinox makes short work of high-level index enemies. When you pair it with a good Corpus killer, like the Archiplasma, while using the Unaru Focus School, index enemies are like easy melting butter. The basic mod setup that you need to having a good duality build are having lots of duration, with some efficiency and casting speed. Power strength does not affect the duality augment, so there's no point adding strength mods, not unless you will use a hybrid duality build, which has the energy transfer augment. This second build variation makes good use not only of her first ability, but also of her fourth ability to nuke enemies, right after you gain certain amount of stacks from killing enemies with your clone. Last piece of advice, try to use the Unaru Focus tree, and then unlock the Void Shadow ability. The fact is, your clone is squishy and gets easily killed by high-level enemies, so it's best that you add invisibility on it so it can survive much longer. The next frame is Mag. Well, you probably know that already after seeing that crazy thumbnail. There's only one thing I can say about this frame. Mag is love. I don't know why some players talk crap about this frame, as honestly, she's really great, especially in endurance runs. Her abilities may not synergy with each other really well, but they have its various uses. Her pull ability can be used to stop enemies from storm firing your team. Her magnetize ability is one of the best abilities when it comes to dealing tons of damage. Not to mention that it makes projectile weapons extremely awesome. And, did I mention about that big explosion with lots of damage numbers on it? Her polarize ability can strip armor and shields, but it's mostly good in solo runs, as a crowd control ability, with the help of its counterpulse augment. And last but not the least, her crush ability is a good source of crowd control, plus, it can offer survivability by giving you shields per enemy hit by this ability. Now, this is my usual build for Mag. It's more of an all-rounder build for her, which maximizes the usage of all of her abilities. This empty slot right over here is for the mod of your preference. For solo runs, you can put the counterpulse augment on here or any mods that you deem useful for your playstyle. Okay, now let's proceed to the fifth and final frame that I find unexpectedly awesome, Revenant. The moment this frame was released, he was already misjudged. Many thought that it's another press 4 to win frame and others dubbed him as the new spin to win. But I honestly can say that Revenant is well designed. His abilities does synergy really well with each other. If you haven't checked out my video on why I consider him as one of the best endgame frames, then you should really see that later. I will just leave the link at the end of this video. So, aside from his abilities being able to synergy with each other, he got this one feature that frames need for endgame levels, and that is invincibility. His Mesmer skin will make you invincible, and, because we now have the Rolling Guard mod, which allows us to safely cast his second ability again, Revenant is a tough frame to kill, even becomes immortal if you know when and where to cast his Mesmer skin ability. So, this is my endgame setup for Revenant. It got lots of power strength, to give me a lot of charges on my Mesmer skin, but, do remember that this build is only my personal preference, and as always, use this mod setup only as a guide. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Like I've said, I will be doing more list videos like this in the future, so be sure to check them all out. Before you leave, please do give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe for more Warframe content. Also, come hang out with us on our Discord server. I will be doing another giveaway soon, so be sure to be there. Lastly, you can follow me on Twitter if you want. Links are all in the video description below. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.